So this evening, the Midtown Big Ideas Exchange is at Mitsubishi here on High Holborn. Fantastic venue and really great event space. The session tonight is on leadership, and specifically on leadership in the time of change. We've got a fine panel, everybody from Google to AECOM to the British Museum, Mindshare and Mitsubishi themselves. So an interesting lineup and an interesting kind of mix of different businesses and different thinkers.
Well, tonight we're going to be discussing big ideas and talking about leadership and the changes in leadership and actually the way that leadership has evolved over the years. And we're going to have what I hope is a very lively discourse around what that means from a business perspective, but also what that means in the community.
For me, that's a really interesting subject because I work in the media industry, and that industry has been disrupted a great deal by technology. So a lot of the traditional leadership hierarchies and styles that kind of define that industry have had to change, and as a consequence I'm kind of beginning to build some of those in the work that I do. And I think it's also really important to be open-minded to how technology is affecting other leaders as well. So what are they experiencing in their industries, and is there anything that I can transfer over?
What was very striking for me was the generational differences on the panel, because I was the oldest on the panel and the only man with a tie on. The digital environment has opened up the whole communication space in a way that has set very new challenges. So I found that spectrum of views across the generations very interesting.
Leadership and times of change is important for the Midtown area because of the change we've seen in Midtown over the last few years and the future changes that we're seeing. So I think for companies that exist in Midtown, it will be interesting to reflect on what has caused that change and how we can affect change as we go forward as leaders in the industries here.
British Museum, as a core part of the Midtown space, is a place where ideas come together and where cultural ideas get exchanged. It's incredibly important that we go out and work with our Midtown partners to talk about how new ideas, new opportunities and change itself affects all of us, and it's something that we're really excited to do today.
And I think Midtown has all the potential of being that other really important business district of London where there's lots of diversity, where there's culture, where there's money made, where there's everything that supports the city of London in their identity.
One of the remarks I ended with today is that leadership is never about individualism. None of us can be as smart as all of us, and many of us are going to be smarter than any of us. And that's a pretty good reason for being part of a cooperative effort in our immediate business neighbourhood.